Hey everyone, welcome back to Ontario Gardening. Today we are canning up Pina Colada jam. Super excited for this one. Pretty simple recipe. You're going to need 2 1/3 cup of crushed pineapple. So if you get pineapple local, that's about two pineapples, 1.5 to 2 large pineapples. So of course you're going to peel, core that, crush it up. If you're using a canned version because you don't have anything close to you, if you're not in a tropical climate and you're getting it from an unknown state anyways, you could use canned. I would just cut back on the sugar just a little bit, just because there is added sugars and stuff into those cans of pineapple. So 2 1/3 cups of the crushed pineapple. Then you're looking at a 1/3 cup of shredded coconut, sweetened or unsweetened, that's completely up to you. I am doing unsweetened because I feel like this recipe will be sweet enough. And then we've got 3 tablespoons of pectin here. So I'm just using my regular pectin. It is about half a package, but I just make sure to actually measure it out just to be on the safe side. And then you are looking at 3 1/3 cup of sugar, just white sugar, half a teaspoon of butter, and then in the background here we have a 1/3 cup of coconut rum. Now you can use a 1/3 cup of coconut water in this recipe if you're not comfortable using rum, or if you don't have any on hand. Well, coconut water is going to be much cheaper than rum, but I had some on hand, so we're using rum. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to sterilize those jam jars, which this recipe is going to bake 4 or 5 depending on how much of the crushed pineapple you're going to get. We are going to add the pineapple to a pot on the stove. Okay, so putting that crushed pineapple into I just got like a spaghetti pot, and then of course we've got our boiling water canner on the side. We have got our pineapple into this pot, and we are going to add your coconut rum or your coconut water, whatever you're using, to that pot. We are going to turn this up to high on the stove because we are going to want to bring this to a boil. Now once it's to a boil, I will show you what it looks like, and we're going to boil for 5 minutes. So go ahead and give that a stir and incorporate the coconut rum or water into your pineapple. And let's get this up to a boil. And of course this will cook down a little bit more, similar to like strawberry jam. If you've ever done strawberry jam or most other jams, your berries or your fruit will cook down a little bit more as we go. So as you can see, we're at a boil now, and this is at the point we're going to leave it for 5 minutes boiling. And I just wanted to add, if you're nervous or if you've never cooked with alcohol before in recipes like this, once the alcohol is heated and is cooked like this, you're getting rid of all of that chemical in there that's going to make you drunk. So don't think that you're going to taste this and it's going to taste really, really alcohol or like a high alcohol content, or that you're going to get drunk from eating your toast in the morning. That's not going to happen. So if you want to use the rum just for that little bit of extra flavor, it does enhance the flavor of the pineapple a little bit better than the coconut water, but totally your call, whatever you're comfortable with. And just make sure you're stirring it every so often within that 5 minutes so that nothing is burning to the bottom. But we will see you in 5 minutes to continue this recipe. Okay, we've been boiling for about 5 minutes. Now at this point we are going to add our butter in, and then we are going to add our sugar. So the minute you put that in, it's going to slow down the boil, and you are going to want to immediately stir this in, and making sure nothing is burning to the bottom and that sugar is not sticking. So stir, 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 getting that all incorporated together. And as you can see, there's that little piece of butter there. We want that melted down in there too. So like I said, making sure nothing is sticking to the bottom. Now at this point, what's going to happen is we're going to wait for this to get back up to a boil. Should take about a minute or two. And once we see it starting to boil again, that butter's melted down, everything's incorporated, we are back up to that boil. And now we are going to add that pectin. We're going to stir that pectin in, and we're going to let this boil with the pectin in for 1 minute. We're not going to overboil it. So just make sure you're timing 1 minute from here, and we will do the last step and get it in the canner. Okay, it's boiled for a minute. We're gonna turn that heat off of the stove, and we're just gonna stir in that coconut. That's the last little piece of it. Stirring that in, mixing it around. And if you do like coconut, you could add a little bit more. You could chop it up finer so it really gets in there, but I want chunks of coconut on my toast. So now at this point, let's get it off the heat and ladle it into our sterilized jam jars. So those are 250 milliliter jam jars. So this jam is going to be really hot, so be careful when ladling it in. So we're going to ladle it in, and we're going to leave about a 1/4 inch head space. And then don't forget to take a wet paper towel or a cloth, because we want to wipe those rims to make sure there's no debris on the rims. And then we're going to take our lids, put our lid on, and then we put the ring on fingertip tight. You don't want to over tighten it. Similar if you've canned before, you know we don't want to over tighten it because then you risk the lid siphoning. And I'm going to get these all filled up, and we're going to throw them into the boiling water canner, and once it's up to a boil and everything's good, we are processing that for 10 minutes. And here we are, all done, our pina colada jam. We will talk to you soon for more canning and homesteading recipes. Bye!